Previously on the Junkman's Adventures.
There's a major problem right there. Part of the skirt is missing over there, and part of the skirt is missing right in there. There's a little burning there. There's a little dent there in the piston.
Well, here we are back on this project. We're going to take off the side cover, get to the rotary valve cover, take it off, and see what's behind it and see what our problem is. Along the way here, I'm going to show you how to take this side cover off because it's a little bit different than a conventional piston port or reed valve engine because of the rotary valve. We have the oil pump that's at the back of the cover here, and you got to make sure you don't damage that little plastic line. And you have to take off the cables that hook up the clutch and the oil pump cable. Now we have to bend that locking washer just using a screwdriver, and then take off the nut using a little bit of an impact. On this bike, there's a little circlip that comes out, and then there's a spring behind the clutch. Use our impact driver to break these loose so we don't tear them up. Well, let's take the rotary valve off here. It should just slide off of the crank. It's indexed with a little pin, so you're going to want to make sure that that doesn't fall out or you lose it because it's just kind of pressed in there lightly. And I see some little pieces of the piston in there, and maybe it fell down through that little oil passage in the intake. Now this next step is do as I say, not as I do. I would recommend splitting the cases if you want to make sure you get all these pieces out of the bearing, but I flushed it out with brake clean and even diesel fuel, and you're going to see here I'm going to use a little compressed air to kind of blow pieces out, and there's a little tiny piece that went shooting out of there. And I did this multiple times, filled it up, rotated around, and until I could get all the little pieces out of there that I could. And now we see that it rotates very freely. The bearing is good. It doesn't drag. But again, if you want to do this right, I would recommend splitting the cases. Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Why am I not splitting the cases? Well, this bike, it's a pretty good survivor. I'm not going to do a full restoration on it. I just want to get it running, clean up the tank, clean up the cosmetics a little bit, and maybe ride it just a little bit. But I know you're typing in the comments, that's not how you do it. How can you know that all those pieces are out of there? Well, I'll give that to you. I don't know. I'm going to take a chance, and later in this video, you're going to find out if I succeed or fail with this. However, I think it's pretty good. It rotates well. I don't see any other pieces of bearing or piston in there, so I'm 99% confident it'll be just fine. But you are right. You should split the cases, pull the bearings, wash them out. That way, then you know for sure. All right, on with the video. Well, now just to hone the cylinder, put a new crosshatch in it, and just take care of a little bit of that ridge there. And then we'll wash that all out with soapy water, and then add a little bit of WD-40, just some oil on there to prevent the flash rusting. And then we'll be able to start putting this back together. Now we're going to put it back together with the new piston and rings, just like we took it apart.
going. I need to fiddle with the carburetor a little or something. Ooh, backfire. Of course, it's cold weather out here too. So. Whew. Been kicking it for a little while here. That's why I'm worn out. Okay, we got some fueling problems. I maybe need to mess with the carburetor a little bit. It'll run. So I gotta just mess with it some more. Yep. Well, I hope you learned something. We still got some work to do. That'll be for the next video. But I'm worn out. So like and subscribe. Become a channel member. It'll help me get this thing going. But appreciate the viewers. And I'll catch you in the next video.
Next time on the Junkman's Adventures.
It's full of gas. Let's get this out of here. Hey, chickies. Petcocks. Stuck. Ooh. Ooh, that smell. That old bike smell. That smell that surrounds you. I didn't realize this one was going to be that bad.